Well, today we have a phenomenal program lineup. You got?
Yes, we've been talking about this program for quite a long while now. At least today's episode, we've been discussing doing it. We just had to do a little groundwork and a little research to get things going.
Absolutely. And by the way, we are bringing in the professor, the erstwhile Dr. Dennis Yaawd, Jamaica's foremost musicologist, ethnomusicologist. Let me give him his correct title, and we are about to dial him up. But today we have a really nice show lined up. You know, Jamaican music has come a long way, and of course, along the way, there has been a number of casualties, we might call them that, but you know, it takes all kind of people to make up the world, and just like the world, music business is no different. You have stars, then you have some meteors that burn out quick. You know, among other things. And so a lot of people have contributed over the years to the development of this music.
Correct.
We have Dr. Dennis Yaawd is online, and let me just take the opportunity to welcome him to the show. Dr. Dennis Yaawd, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you? Great to be here again.
Well, listen, man, you need to, we're creating an office for you. For thing, and we just asked the man to chisel out the sign, Dr. Dennis Yaawd, ethnomusicologist, right? So nobody can sit down in their seat after that. How me sound?
Yeah, man, good.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
All right. Well, Doc, as we discussed, you know, I know you from your end, the show has been, we've had the show in the making for more than 2 months. I call it one-hit wonders. In fact, I stole the title from an article you wrote, and I'm confessing. You know, I went to church this morning, a funeral, and so I'm on my good side. I'm confessing.
And you know, my title for this was Almost Made It.
Yes, your God said call it Almost Made It, right?
Listen, no, I don't like that one there.
You don't like the almost make it?
Don't devalue.
I nearly make
don't
it.
Devalue
the Jamaican term, nearly
the
make
importance of one hit.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't.
That's it now.
Yeah.
Don't devalue the thing. The man make a hit. A hit is a hit, right?
Okay.
And as you know, a lot of people have done, you know, they put out one song and that's it for them. You know, they're set for life. No, sir?
Yeah. You know, probably it's an indictment on them from Junior Reid's viewpoint, you know, because him said to make a hit, you have to fit. So probably they need to exercise.
Doc, I need to find something to do that, man.
I'm playing the music. You have to find something for me. I'm already playing the music.
You know what I'm saying? If you make a hit, you have to fit. But we're going to kick the ball off. We're going way back, Doc. We're going to go, you know, to the beginning, if you will. And one of the earliest, and I'm wondering if you will agree with me on this one. One of the earliest hits of Jamaican music was "Oh Carolina" by the Folks Brothers, right? A tune that essentially kicked the ball off. And so we are gonna give a little taste and we take it from there. Right, Doc?
Okay, will do.
"Oh Carolina," the Folks Brothers. Your thoughts?
Well, it was one of that song is so significant in so many ways and groundbreaking in many ways. It was the first song to basically introduce a Jamaican flavor to the recording business. I had a conversation with the late Prince Buster, and he said to me, one of the reasons why he did this song was because he was tired of the kind of R&B flavor, American style music that was being done, which was the Jamaican R&B music that was done. And he said he wanted to Jamaicanize it. And so he went for the Mystic Revelation of Rastafari. don't touch it.
Right.
Not even sure if they were all that then. But he introduced Rastafarian drumming and Jamaican drumming to the music scene with that particular song. And it was done by the Folk Brothers, which was basically the only hit that they had. But the important thing in terms of that hit song is the fact that it made them a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they even took Prince Buster to court.
Right, because Buster claimed the song as
for
a
the
own.
song.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But as I said, it was groundbreaking. In fact, what it did is that it hammered Rastafari into the foundation of Jamaican music. And it also, the use of that Nyabingi drumming, if you will, the drum kind of became an omnipresent part of Jamaican music going forward. So to your point, it is significant, and more importantly, it said to Jamaica, to Jamaicans generally, that we can do it. Don't you think?
Absolutely. And another thing too, because, and this is where I part company with that, because, listen, the fact that that song could make so much money long after it was done, because it was re-recorded by Shaggy,
Right.
and became a big hit in Europe and England, and a small hit in the USA. The Folk Brothers, that was one of the reasons why they took Prince Buster to court. So a one hit can do wonders to a career.
Agreed. Now, we're going to follow that up. You know, Millie Small came into the business in the early 1960s. Discovery, I think she came from the Virgin's Opportunity contest stage, and the early Jamaican music fraternity, which comprised at the time people like Chris Blackwell, the Duke Reeds, etc. But Blackwell identified her, and she hit the ground running with a tune, My Boy Lollipop. Let's give a quick listen.
Yeah, the only thing that I want to add with this is that she had other songs, but this was really her hit.
It was her big hit.
Songs like We'll Meet with Roy Panton,
Right.
Sweet William, and O. Henry.
Oh, Henry, right. Doc, I know you. I hope you turn up your stereo, but you have to remember when we you have to turn up the stereo, right? But your thoughts. I mean, the music, we're taking ownership of the music, and well, what can be said about Millie Small? Millie Small, speak for herself. God rest her soul.
Millie Small is a kind of an enigma to her artist, because guess what? You remember this song, was a Barbie Gay song, a young
Right.
teenager. And you had the trajectory of this song. It started out written by some men who the original name of the song was My Girl Lollipop. My Girl Lollipop. By the time this manager got it, he changed it and recorded it as My Boy Lollipop for Barbie Gay. It was a phenomenal little hit, and then Chris Blackwell discovered it and recorded it in England. And so I kind of call it watered-down scare or pop scare. It's not really the true scare, because a lot of foreign musicians recorded it. The only Jamaican that is known to be on it was Ernest Ranglin. And then she got this big hit song, one of the first songs out of Jamaica to go on the chart, probably went to #1, sold millions. And then she migrated to England and started almost like a pop career. And so she did O. Henry and a couple other songs.
Right.
Yeah, Sweet William and all of these songs. And it just never happened after. And I found it tragic that Millie Small did not come back to Jamaica a lot of times. Even if she did, I don't recall her coming back to Jamaica. And it was kind of tragic because she had a career before she went to England, because she had done a couple duets with the likes of, I think, what name? Keith Stewart, she did a song with.
She did Roy Panton as well.
Yeah, you know. And so it is unfortunate that we kind of lost her in terms of having a connection with people, seeing her and knowing her. So that was kind of unfortunate. But the song was so significant that during the Olympic opening in London, that was the only Jamaican and the only non-white pop music that was played for the opening, representing England and representing UK. Personally, I thought it was one of the worst openings of the Olympics. But the fact that Millie Small's song made it was significant. Now, Carlton on the show.
Yes.
Carlton on the show. Another one of those groups that just did a great song. And I think a couple of the members moved on to other groups or solo performances. And so it just showed you how the music was so dynamic in these days that groups formed, they disbanded, they made a hit song, and people move all over the place. And because of whatever dynamics, it never just worked out again the way they wanted it. No, the last song is one of my favorite songs of all time.
I figured, man. Figured.
Yeah, man. There are some songs that the intro, because I want us to do another show. It might not be, it could be a long show too, which we are going to look at the greatest introductions of Jamaican popular music. And this one,
well, I mean, you just made Gartier's pint up a while ago, you know.
Yeah, man. This song by Alexander, man, is one of the greatest songs ever. I remember when my father used to take me to parties back in the 60s when I was a little boy. And when you hear this song come out, you know, it just took me into another realm.
The intro.
That is what makes the song great. You know, when I used to play music, I used to mix this with what name from the class, Ernest Wilson, Undying Love, right? Which is another murderer tune from the same era, eh?
Another classic.
Yeah, but you know, it just showed us. My assessment was that here was Jamaicans now taking ownership. Granted, these songs were from the rocksteady era, but we're gonna gear down a little bit more now, and we wanna look at there are a couple other songs that were a little earlier. We wanna touch on a couple of them. Where we had queued up? Liquidator from Harry J Studio.
But also had Tony Scott at the vocal on that.
Right. But so we just wanna run Liquidator. We're gonna run a couple other tunes right behind it, and then we come back in again. Go through, guys. One hit wonders. If you're just joining us, you're in tune to Sunday Scoops, and today we are featuring the one hits of the music, the wonders of the music with one hit.
What we did earlier, the songs in progression, a lot of progression was Liquidator, done by Harry J All Stars. Had a vocal section, What Am I to Do, with Tony Scott. We did Papa Top with Andy Cap and the Upsetters. As if you don't know, the Upsetters was
Scratch Perry studio band.
Which was also the aggravators for...
Depending on who he was, where they were recording, they would be either the aggravators or they were the upsetters. We have online, just for those who just joining us, Dr. Dennis Howard, Jamaica's foremost ethnomusicologist, and he will be with us throughout the program today. And this is digging into the history of the music. We can't touch a history without bringing in that.
That's right. And we did Don Penn's No, 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 the rocksteady version, which was a hit in its own class. And then Stephen Cleavey did a remake in 1993, and it became a hit again. So she technically isn't a one-hit wonder.
No, she is a one-hit wonder. The fact that the thing leak over. Doc, we're coming up on a break. What's your word? We're gonna continue, but I want your thoughts thus far.
Let me tell you, God just played some. I don't know what is the rationale behind playing the song the way he did, but it's brilliant. Now, the first song,
This is
which was the Liquidator
you're
song.
gonna kill me in a party because we can't control him. But carry on, party.
All right. The Liquidator song, which was it was a Harry Dave production.
Right.
On organ was Winston Wright. Winston Wright, who brilliant keyboard player.
Work, yes.
And that song also highlighted the B3 Hammond B3, which was the organ that was so significant in a lot of rocksteady and reggae songs. Now that song did well and did big things in England, and then the same beat or the instrumental was used for the staple singer I'll Take You There.
Yes.
And the thing is that the drummer who was in that session was a Jamaican, and I think he was one of the drummers that played on the original Liquidator and influenced them to play that groove. So the I'll Take You There is basically the Liquidator reinterpreted.
Right.
No, the Papa Top song now again was another organ-driven song, which was produced and featured Linford Anderson, which was
Call him Andy Cap.
Andy Cap, which was he was one of the technical operators at RGR, the engineers,
Right.
studio engineers at RGR, but became a producer collaborating with Lee Scratch Perry, and in fact they started a label called Upset before it was Upsetter.
Right.
So it was the Upset label that the two of them formed, and it became then the Upsetter. And then after a while, it was Black Art, and then it became Black Art.
Something
so
to
that
keep
was
in...
another song that was really big in Jamaica because it got a lot of airplay. The fact that Linford Anderson was on radio,
Right.
it got a lot of airplay. It was a big song. But a lot of people don't know that song was a little gimmick song about a soda. You remember that soda?
Yes, man, I remember. In fact, he said the soda was called Pop. What was soda called? Yeah, Papa Top.
Yeah.
That was
Papa Top, man.
Yeah. But listen, we're running into a break, Doc. Hold your thoughts. We're gonna pick it up right there when we come back. We are back. So, Doc, you were on a point there earlier, but something to keep in mind with that handicap tune, because the handicap tune was basically, as you said, it was a demo. In fact, it came from them basically toying around in the studio, experimenting with the sound and thing. The song itself, the beat had Derek Morgan had done a song, "Hey You Fat Man, Leave My Girl Alone." Right?
Yeah.
And I think Anderson said he picked up from that song, and they started experimenting with it, and that became the result. Eh?
Yeah. And that is why it's so gimmicky, because it was about, you remember in those days, commercial jingles were very memorable, and they became almost cult icons. Like, you remember he had that one named Key Soap. That was built before our time, but there was a commercial that riveted in the Jamaican psyche, the Key Soap. And the Papa Top commercial was kind of a similar situation.
With the soda.
Remember at that time, you had Canada Dry, Papa Top, and Kelly's soft drink, along with D&G soft drink. And so, and I think you had Diamond soft drink.
I had Liquid Food too. Liquid Food was there too.
Liquid Food and Canada Dry.
Yeah, so, Canada Dry. But there was so much variety in that time, because you remember I think you had a Welch's store or something like that.
Yeah, you had one named Fanta and New Grape Soda.
Yeah.
Listen, we're show up age here. We're trying to look like we're a young boy, you know. But
so you know. But the thing is now, that's how the gimmickry of the song come out, because apparently they were in the studio and remembering this Papa Top thing, and because that point in a part in the lyrics them said sip a taste. So it basically was about the soft drink. You know?
Yeah,
now, the interesting one is No, because No is definitely a one hit, because when it came out first, it wasn't really big enough. It wasn't big, but it was one of those songs that that consistently got played. So when Don Penn did it, and it was a cover. And here where the song was coming from. It's coming from Bo Diddley. And then Bo Diddley, then after Bo Diddley did the song, then, oh Lord, I can't remember his name right now. I won't tell his name. He did a different version of it and added more lyrics to it. And did the You Don't Love Me. And then it was, you don't love me, yes I know. I can't remember his name right now, I don't get to it. So it was Bo Diddley did a song about You Don't Love Me, and then he came on and did that song, and it was a nominal hit again in America because it was a blues song. It became more famous for the intro, the guitar intro of the original song. If you go online now, you will see people even now doing that intro. And then, but so it wasn't a big hit. Of course, Coxon passed it on to Don Penn. Don Penn did it. It was so memorable that she left and went abroad by the late 70s. People like Marsha Griffiths did it over. I think she did it over for Clive Hunt on one of his albums. Then she came back and did it for Shocking Vibes.
Right.
Then they did it for Jamis. Jamis did about 3 different versions. One with her, one with she and Ken Booth and Dennis Brown, one with she, Ken Booth, Dennis Brown, and Bounty Killer. Then she did it for Steely and Clevey, who was doing this Studio One tribute album.
So hold on, she eat a whole heap of food out of this one tune then? Eh?
It's not done yet. Hold on, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. It's not done yet. Hold on. So Steely and Clevey put it out on Heartbeat Records. The album came out on Heartbeat. Then now, a company called Profile Records in New York put it out on another compilation. So Heartbeat Records put it out as a CD with the tribute to Studio One. Then Profile put it out on a compilation, and then another company called Big Beat, which was a subsidiary of Atlantic, put it out. Nothing happened to it. Then Dylan Pow, a Jamaican, was now the A&R director at Big Beat. And this Dylan Pow remembered this song came out on a compilation, and just believed that the song had such great potential, and decided to put it out as a single. After much resistance from company people and all of that, and then the rest is history because it became a global #1 in all of Europe, in the United States, in the UK, Australia, New Zealand. It is a big song. I go to places in America back in the day, certain places like in certain parts of Ohio, or even Cleveland, North Carolina, certain places down there where it's mostly American people, Black American. And when that song come on, you can't believe.
The song basically has transcended itself and is now isn't even considered reggae anymore. It is considered pop. So
absolutely, it is. Yeah. So that's why I tell you that don't estimate a one song. Because
you need to write him an email and make me put it in front of him.
We're going to step up a little bit. We're going to step up a little bit further into the 70s, and then we're going to come back down to the early 70s. But we have a duo that came out in 1977.
Oh my goodness, man!
And this is a monster song that came out from their effort, and we're going to feature them right now.
Over to you.
Before you come in, Dr. Roy, I started out with Roy Richards. Started out with Uptown Top Ranking. Then we went to Freedom Blues with Roy Richards, and then we did Rupee Edwards, a big producer, who did Irie Feelings. Then we did Count Prince Miller with a Frankie Lane cover, Mule Train, and then we finished up with Flying Machine, Teddy Magnus.
Alan Magnus. So they call him Teddy Magnus. Nobody don't know who names him.
Original rum drinker.
Yeah.
And,
no man.
Alan Magnus.
Alan Magnus, yeah, for seven. And people will ask.
The Slickers. I mean, we know they're a big group and they had quite a few records out, but the big hit was Johnny Too Bad.
Yeah, man, that was a bad song, and I think it was on the also on the Holiday Come soundtrack.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Made it even more popular.
Turned it into more of a monster tune.
Yeah, but just to close off on something that we spoke about earlier, the blues singer that I was talking about, who did the original, well, who adapted Bo Diddley's song is Willie Cox. So he was the man who did the song that
Don Penn.
Yes.
Covered. Yeah, covered. All right, so back to the Slickers now. Slickers was one of those groups, and it's like Alexander. Although it's one song you know them for, that song is enough to make them be famous and be revered and respected. Again, going back to the notion that one song can be enough, you know, and because what's name again? Neville Alexander.
You mean Please Be True?
No man. Fuck the song where ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
Yeah, that's it. Please Be True. Yeah.
Yes.
Alexander Henry.
Please be true. Yeah, please be true.
Alexander Henry.
Alexander Henry. Yeah. Like Alexander Henry. This is not about him again apart from the fact
that was it. That was it. I don't even think him go back to the studio gate after that.
but trust me, he will be remembered.
Yes.
He will be remembered for that song. And the Slickers was a similar situation. The Slickers was a similar situation. No, Roy Richards again, for those who might not know, was visually impaired. But
Yes.
I've seen him perform. He's one of the most awesome performers that you will ever find. He was, I don't know if he's alive again, but still. But when I saw him, he was brilliant. He had also entered the popular song contest or the festival song contest a couple of times, and I had some really good entries, but never won it.
Yeah,
and he was like almost like a little Stevie Wonder because he could play the harmonica too.
In fact, that is where I knew him from, the festival song thing.
Yeah.
And then when I started to buy music, and I think it was Gart Swaby who brought, it was Senior Daly who gave me a copy of this thing, which was a Little Richard's tune, a Little Richard's blues tune.
And this song, I mean, the reggae arrangement, so much mirrors the original Little Richard song that, apart from the reggae beat, is like you can't tell the difference because Roy Richards even captured the timbre of Little Richard's voice.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that organ thing, just to, as you say, this was a time when the music is changing.
Yeah, and this was 1970.
Right. So. And we changed from the rock steady into reggae. And this was a winner for Coxsone. I think Coxsone wasn't even too sure what he was going to do with the song, but it became a biggie in the
and
singing.
Because of this song too, it created a monster rhythm. I mean, the Freedom Blues rhythm. There's so much other songs that came out on that rhythm too. So that was a massive hit for them.
Roy was one of the underrated artists that came out of that period because not only was he a good song singer and recording artist, but he was a brilliant performer, and he was featured on a lot of shows in the 60s and the 70s. All of these Christmas shows, all of these shows that went around the island with Byron Lee and Fox. Where Fox is his name again? But can't remember his first name. And Clancy Eccles, who were
Lloyd Parks.
Horace Forbes. Horace
okay.
Forbes. Yeah, Horace Forbes. They were the big promoters at the time, and they used to carry shows all over the place.
Biggest of those shows would have been the Christmas show.
Hi there.
If you enjoyed that clip, go on over to our website at yawdmedia.com, where you can watch the entire broadcast at your leisure. And while you're there, why don't you check out our other reggae music features? And before you leave, pick up some of our Jamaican reggae merchandise, and hey, don't forget to tell your friends.